still with us. And joining our discussion, Deputy Public Defender for Los Angeles County, Philip Dube. Good morning to you. Good early morning, Philip, up early in L.A. This witness was riveting, and her story seems awful believable to me, but I'm not in that courtroom. I don't, just your overall, Philip, we'll start with you. Your overall impression on what you just heard, what the jury heard yesterday, in terms of this witness's credibility.
Well, she comes off quite credible. Let's be honest here. Anytime you have a woman taking the stand describing what her oppressor, her attacker did to her, it's riveting, it's gripping. What I would do on cross-examination, and I've had success at it, and I've also gone down in flames on it, quite frankly, but sometimes you got to take risks if you got nothing to lose. I'd have her step down from the witness stand and do a demonstration with counsel. So, for example, she said she was grabbed by the back of the neck and then by the hair and dragged up the stairs. In order for the jury to have some type of reasonable doubt, the defense is going to have to show, first of all, why would she lie? Number one, can you point to a good reason or a motive for her to want to make this up? And number two, did she in fact have injury? And if she did, are the injuries consistent with her description of how they occurred? By all accounts, this lady's face and head was slammed into walls, slammed into the grounds. But it's my understanding that the photos of the injury are not really reflective of how she has described this. The reason how or why.
Look at that photo, Philip.
No, but is that fair enough? And I'm not going to trivialize her injuries. But let's be honest, there's a difference between felony injury and misdemeanor conduct. And if a jury comes back guilty on the misdemeanor, from a defense standpoint, you can live with that because his prison or jail exposure is far less. Seriously, the way she described what occurred to her, you would expect her to be bruised and swollen from head to toe. To be dragged upstairs like that by the hair, like a caveman just pulling on her, very savage-like, you would expect to see more injury on her.
And with the blood dripping, maybe more of a cut. Kim, this is a pivotal time in this trial, obviously, where the defense has an opportunity to present a case. Does that mean, to your point last hour and Phillips just now saying, if there's anything that can establish a motive for her to make this up or embellish, how do you get that out? And is that what you would be concentrating on if there is something there, whether it's another witness, someone who witnessed or heard them at one point, something? Do you need something other than just the defendant?
You don't necessarily need something more than the defendant, but you definitely need a believable explanation as to what happened. For example, his explanation could be that she was mad at him and that she attacked him and that he was defending himself. That could be a story that he tries to tell, and then the question is it a believable story? She mentions that he was going through her phone. It sounds like there'd been drinking and maybe some jealousy going on. There could be some explanations that he is probably the sole person who could bring out, unless the defense attorney has some really good cross-examination of her, which I guess if the state rested yesterday, we haven't seen that video yet. But some way to show that what has happened here isn't necessarily him attacking her, or that she embellished, or that there's something more going on, like the motive to lie. And it could be that he's the only source of that information.
Yeah, well, ask and you shall receive. You would like a little cross-examination? How about a little right now? This happened yesterday, and the first question was to Kristen Chapman. Did you